What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. I've talked before about how the warnings in the House of Commons have come forward that Alberta should not be taken lightly when it's putting forward its motion for independence, that other provinces may follow suit. In fact, we've talked about how Saskatchewan is now joining the foray as well, that their numbers may be higher than Alberta's. You've got parts of Manitoba now whispering over that should happen, and British Columbia interior BC at least, jumping into that as well. Discussion with many Canadian conservatives being polled across the country saying that they understand why other provinces are talking about Mark Carney essentially being the last Prime Minister of Canada, essentially transforming the country, as it was put with my interview with Alberta Prosperity Project, into a country that doesn't exist anymore. It's funny that that's said because immigration is out of control in this country. In fact, it was one of the major key issues in our last federal election that voters were most concerned about. Now, Mark Carney, of course, has done nothing about that. I've shown my graph over time about how the population is being overtaken throughout the years and what its projections of 2026 are. I'm not going to retread that ground today. I want to show here Conservative MP Michelle Rempel-Garner in the House of Commons talking to the Minister of Immigration. Now, this comes in, we've shown videos about how other ministers don't know what an RPAL is, and they're in charge of managing our shovels. If you don't know the shovel joke, our pew-pews, because we're not allowed to say the G word here on the channel because of censorship. But now, not only does that guy not know how RPALs work in the country or certification to own one of these devices, but now our Minister of Immigration has no idea how many expired visa holders are leaving Canada. Pierre Poilievre mentioned this during his campaign, that there were 5 million visas set to expire next year. So what were we going to do to track those individuals to ensure they leave the country? Well, the Liberal MPs, the Liberal Party of Canada just says, oh, we'll just hope that they go. We just hope that they'll leave. We've seen what Sanctuary Cities has done to cities like Toronto, Montreal, where people run rampant in the streets. Crime is escalating. People's vehicles are being stolen. In fact, you go as far as the mayor of Toronto, woke failed mayor Olivia Chow, who is also installed, by the way, telling people, oh, just leave your doors unlocked with your keys sitting out so that somebody can just take your car if they're going to steal it. We're not actually going to have police that do anything about it. The police are standing by idly to watch as the country essentially burns. And many people sit and say, well, why are provinces like Alberta and Saskatchewan talking about leaving? This is why. Because it's an ongoing circus with Mark Carney. Every circus needs a Carney, after all. Let's listen to what Michelle Rempel-Garner shows with our immigration minister. This is unbelievable.
There's a lot to unpack here. There are 500,000 people as of December that should have been removed from Canada. How many were removed?
The Honourable Minister.
So, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You need to contextualize the numbers when we present them in this House. There's facts.
You still have time, Minister. You have a few seconds.
But it's not your time.
You wanted to finish?
So they're just asking for a number. Now, clearly, this minister has a case of Justin Trudeau fever, thinking that the usual Liberal talking points of word salad are just going to fly with this new government. Canadians are fed up. Canadians want an answer to this. Why is it that we're losing our jobs, our securities, our identity to immigrants who come in, claim asylum, are given voting status, are overrunning our country, are stealing from us, claiming welfare, getting financial benefits that we're giving out? Did you know that these migrants are offered upwards of $9,000 a month, depending on how many children they have while they're claiming asylum? They never have to get jobs. They never have to contribute to our tax system, all on our backs, while our veterans are ignored and while the country continues to run awry. But Mark Carney wants to introduce UBI instead. He doesn't want to actually do anything to fix the problem. Well, let's just make everybody lazy. And those who intend to keep working can just figure out why their money has no value, why their jobs have no value, and a lazy generation are going to sit around as Mark Carney taps into everybody's home equity to pay for UBI. We'll talk about that in a later video. Let's continue.
Mr. Chair, appreciate that. CBSA and Public Safety Minister, he was here, I believe, Thursday, and he's in charge of answering those questions.
How many of the 500,000 people that are not supposed to be in Canada have been removed? Just the number.
Minister.
So thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Again, people whose visas expires or who are here that should not be here need to leave. If they do not, that is a CBSA.
Remember.
But
So it's not our problem. They just need to leave, right? We'll hope in good faith they leave. If they don't, that's a CBSA problem. That's not a Canadian taxpayer problem. That's not the Liberal problem. It's just shovel it onto somebody else. Unbelievable.
here's the thing. The minister cannot set levels if she doesn't know how many people have left. So it is her job. So I need to know how many people of that 500,000 has left. How about this? Does she even know? Does she have any clue?
Minister.
So again, Mr. Chair, my role here tonight is not to talk about people leaving and people that are here that have visas expired and so on in terms of how many have left. That is completely a CBSA function, and the public safety takes care of it.
The honourable member.
Canadians literally pay her $100,000 top-up and give her a car to know these numbers. How many of the 500,000 people that were supposed to leave in December actually left? This is pretty simple. Like, how many? Does she know?
I'm a minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And again, I've answered that question a number of times. I will try one more time. People leaving because of visas expiry or deportation or anything of that matter is the purview of Canada Border Services Agency, which is not.
The honourable member.
This is again what really bugs me. And in the words of Peter Griffin, you know what really grinds my gears? Liberals just don't want to talk about anything. She says, I'll explain it. I've explained it before. I'll explain it one more time. And then goes on to give word salad. That we don't have an actual number. We don't know. She's the Minister of Immigration. And she doesn't even know her own damn job. Here's the problem in this country. Good old friend of the channel, Viva Fry, saying Ontario men. Here we go. Breaking. 9 Ontario men arrested after the largest substance seizure in the history of Peel Region. 479 kilograms of devil's dandruff seized, worth $47.9 million. Do these look like Ontario men to you? Does this look like the kind of activity that should be going on in Canada? These guys are arrested and they'll get bail within a couple of hours. They'll be back out on the streets. There will be more labs. The police are told to do nothing about this. Jail, not bail, is what we want. I mean, this is where our country's going. Look what they're doing in schools. Students from Pine Ridge Secondary School in Pickering, Ontario, walking the streets chanting, Israel is a terror state. Why the education system in Ontario is condoning this, nobody knows. Look at this.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! 2468!
So I'm going to say something that's not popular amongst some people here, and a lot of people are going to say, hey, you're just throwing your opinions all over YouTube. Here's the deal, folks. Here's the deal. I don't care where you come from or what wars are going on around the country, or around the world, I should say. This is Canada. It's not our problem. It is not our war. It is not our issue. Get the hell out of our streets. Stop clogging them up with your bullshit. Nobody cares. The government does not step in because it's the best distraction for them to continue letting these people run rampant in our streets, continue to boost crime in our streets, to continue having substances all over our streets. Why? So that you're too stupid to see what's going on with our government and all the money that they're laundering out the window. They want to ensure that you're distracted by all of this nonsense that we're showing on this video by saying like, oh, it's terrible. Oh, we need to do something about immigration. We need to do something about our government. This is why provinces are talking about leaving. This is why our leaders don't want to do anything about it, talk about it, address it, fix the problem. You've got it. Hook, line, and sinker. Anybody who doesn't understand why other provinces are talking about enough is enough, anybody who doesn't understand at this point why other provinces want to leave, people who don't get that Alberta is broken. I hate to break it, or not Alberta, but Canada being broken. The boomers, like the Brantford boomer in Ontario, who voted in this Carney government, can't have the immigrants leave because their investments go out the windows. The companies that get kickbacks to keep these people employed want to thrive off of keeping them in our country. Enough is enough. They need to go. We need to hire competent ministers that know what they're doing, or at least have some idea of how they're going to get these people to leave our country. Because if they don't, folks, things are about to quickly get out of hand very fast in this country, and it's going to start with other provinces packing up, leaving, and saying enough is enough. And once they deport those people, where are they going to go? They'll come back to what's left of Canada to claim further asylum, further welfare, bleed you dry. Everyone watching this video should be contacting their local MPs, asking what the hell they're doing to tighten up immigration in this country, to secure our borders, and to stop letting these clowns into our country, and when these protests are gonna stop. When we are going to put our foot down and say no more. For anybody who says, well, Fringe, you're being racist, you're not being tolerant. These protests from Palestine tried to start up in Calgary when we were still living there not too long ago. And the police were instructed to go in day one, remove them, dismember their camps, boot them out, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They haven't come back. Cities like Toronto, Ottawa, others that have these people flooding the streets need to do the same. They need to step in. They need to say enough is enough. Pack up your flags, pack up your anti-Canadian behavior, and get the hell out of here. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Have you had enough with immigration? Have you had enough with this government? Are you in the same boat that you want your province to pack up and leave and tell Mark Carney enough is enough? Let me know your thoughts down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video's earned your subscription. Make sure as you hit that bell, you turn on all notifications. Join me live here on the channel each and every Friday for Friday Night Fringe, as I'm joined by the beautiful Mrs. Fringe as we go over everything that happened this week in Canadian politics, everything we know that's coming up in the week ahead, as well as your Q&A amongst the greatest YouTube community on this platform, full stop. I look forward to chatting with you guys each and every week, hearing what you have to say. I most importantly look forward to hearing what you have to say this Friday night, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.